Right behind this handle here, there's a little secret door. You want to take a small screwdriver and just pop that open. You'll see there's a Phillips screw right there. There's also Phillips screws, one in here, one behind this handle right here, a couple on the bottom of the door panel. You want to take all those out. Now before I take those screws out, I'm going to take this handle off and I'm going to use this tool. It has these little ears right here that push on a clip that's in back of here, and typically you want to put the tool in behind this handle this way because the clip is usually like that, but I happen to know that the clip was put on backwards, so I'm going to go in like this and just push down and pop it off. You can see that's the clip that it's pushing. So before I reinstall this, I'll switch that clip to go on the other side. Now you can take out all those screws. Make sure you remember where they go because they are different. These are the ones on the bottom of the panel. Now you want to grab the panel and lift up, and you can pull it away a little bit. Now you have the handle and lock mechanism. And you're going to have to take these plastic clips and snap them off of these rods. I'm going to take some needle nose pliers and just try and snap those off very carefully, like that. And then that'll move that way, and you can pull up, and then do the same thing with the other one. And once those are removed, you can put your panel off to the side. Now I'm going to peel back this vapor barrier. I'm not going to remove it completely because I don't have to, but I just want to pull it, and you might have to take a razor blade and just cut some of this butyl tape. Make it easier. I like to cut it in the middle so that it has some stick when you go to put it back on. And if you have to, you can get some more butyl tape to put it back on. You should be good. Now I'm going to take that handle, and without the clip in place, I'm just going to pop this on here and make sure it sits in those grooves, and then I'm going to lower the window because I want these bolts, there's a bolt or a nut right here, and if I lower this all the way down, I'll be able to see the nut right here, and then over here there's another one, and those hold on the brackets that are attached to the window that hold that window into place. So with a 10mm socket and ratchet, I'm going to loosen these up. I don't have to take them out completely. I want them to be nice and loose. This one right here. Okay. Now you can see here that I'm going to have to take this bar and just move it over. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to pull this away like this so that I can push the glass up, because this bracket is actually attached to the glass. The glass doesn't come out of the bracket. But I'm going to roll this window up a little bit with that in the correct place so that I can grab the window from up top so that it doesn't fall. And I can take this bar and just pull it away from each side, and I can look in here and see that it's coming off of there. And then once they're both off, I can just pull that regulator out a little bit, make sure it's off of there, and pull the window up. It might help to have two people here, but it is achievable by yourself. And then you can hold that, and I use masking tape to hold this window into place. Now that you're confident and you have enough tape holding this up, you can work on your window regulator safely. Now I can take my handle out, and I'm going to remove this bolt, and this bolt, and then I'm going to loosen this bolt, and this bolt. So 3 and 3, 10mm socket. Just loosen these ones, and that'll keep the regulator from dropping. And then you can remove the other 3. Okay. Now you can reach in, and the regulator goes up like that, and then down. Just have to maneuver it a little bit. It comes out. Now I'm just going to loosen up these bolts a little bit. Like that. And then these. Just like that. Now we can feed the regulator in. Now that these bolts are sitting where they should be, you can lift this bar up and start that bolt. Make sure you thread it in first before you tighten it. Make sure you don't cross thread it. And then you can put these other bolts in here. Now you can see there's like a dirt ring around here that you're probably going to have, or a rust ring. You want to try and hold the bolt as close to that as possible. Just put it in the same spot it was before and tighten all those bolts up. Okay. I put my handle back on here, and I'm just testing this, making sure I'm not getting anything caught in it, and it's in the right position. It's looking good, so I lowered it all the way down, and we're going to carefully take the tape off of this glass and carefully lower it in the door panel. Now that you got the tape off, you can just very carefully let it come down into the door panel. Make sure it's still sitting in the track on the side there. And then it's going to come down. And you want to pull the regulator out a little bit. One's in there, and this side, same thing. And then you can take the regulator, slide it over, and tighten those bolts down. Before we put anything back together, you just want to test, make sure this is working properly. Nice. I can take my handle off and just carefully stick your vapor barrier back on, making sure that these go in the right place. It goes back all in the same place. Now we can put the door panel back on. Remember these rods, how they work. Drop them in like this. I'm going to drop both of these in before I clip them into place. Like that. And then snap it in like that. Make sure they're down all the way. And if you need some help, you can use those needle nose pliers. Snap it into place. And now if you look back here, you have a bunch of hooks that go into holes like this in the door panel. So you want to line all those up first. Make sure the door panel drops in like that, and then push it right down into place. I'll reinstall the screws on the bottom. And then the two behind these handles, right here, and one up here. Might have to hold that handle open, get that one in. And close that door. And then one more screw up here by the mirror. Now I'm going to reinstall the window crank handle, and you'll notice I flipped that clip, so next time I'll know that I can put the tool in this way. Make sure I have this little washer on there. And then I want to push it onto place and feel around and make sure it's in those grooves, which it is. Just give it a little tap. It's locked into place.